was a typo, sorry. Alright, what's up, everybody?
Yo, 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 yo.
Man, that fan is horrible.
It is bad.
I told you, Mike. Remember I was complaining about this all last
It's
week?
freaking bad.
Dude,
I think it sounded.
It's like,
I think it sounded okay after I edited it last week. I think it sounded okay, but holy shit!
Nah, but his wasn't doing
It
it
sounds like you
last
guys are
week.
running a shop vac. Swear to God.
Yeah, last week was cool. Mark
You
had
hear
the.
mine?
I can't tell whose is whose.
I was gonna say that it wouldn't even matter. I can't tell.
Is yours hella hot? Feel the left corner.
Oh, that's just flaky. I could probably cook a steak on it.
Hella hot, huh? I'm telling you.
Damn. You know what? Hold on, let me unplug my. No, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's just fucking hot as fuck today. Yeah.
Anything, bro. I deal with this
Yeah.
shit every week, bro.
It's interesting. I don't know why. I haven't got that shit in a while.
Computers just can't.
All right,
Computers ain't processing Skype like that.
let's do it on the laptop.
I might just need to. That motherfucker just handles everything.
All right, everyone, let's get it started.
In here?
What'd you say?
You guys are the water boys today, or what?
I got my monster
Water boys, baby. Water boys, baby.
and water.
Once it hits Friday midnight, have a little my little
Oh yeah, that's
hall
right.
pass.
Okay,
What are you on, Mike?
I have water in my monster. Okay. All right, let's do it. Okay, give me 10 seconds of silence. Freaking Mark. Called green screen, things like half and half.
Jesus.
Now his shirt's all red. There we go. All right, mute your mics. Or not mute, not Sean's. I need to catch that thing, so. Okay. Doing the intro in 5, 4, 3, 2, and...
Sean, you got on freaking Kaysen's freaking white noise machine or what? Jesus Christ.
John, it's on right now. It's on right now.
Yeah.
He loves that freaking thing.
Okay. Let's do it. Well, it's bad right now. What are you guys doing over there? Like, it's... Like, right now, currently, this is not even worth recording. This is horrible.
It sounds that bad?
It sounds hella
Move your
bad.
move your computer away from the mic real quick.
Yeah, why don't you, like, stand, like, 10 yards away and then just hold your mic tonight. How much is your gain on? Is your gain on the back of the mic hella high?
On the back of the
The
mic?
back of the mic, the gain, is it hella high up?
No, gain's a quarter.
I would turn it down to almost 0 and then I would turn it like all the way 0 and then turn it up like to like an eighth of the way.
Don't go chasing
I just lowered it. How's it sound?
A little better, but you'll have to be but to catch your voice, then you'll have to be closer to the mic tonight.
Oh yeah, that's no problem.
If the gain is lower, yeah. Okay, cool. Shit, that's okay, and this is pre-production, ladies and gentlemen, of the podcast. All right, let's do it in 2, 1. What is going on, everyone? Mark, stop with your chair, whatever you're doing. Jesus Christ. Did that last week. I was doing the intro, and I can hear chair squeaks in the fucking background. What is going on, everyone? We are coming at you live from YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts for the Comic Bookies podcast, colliding the worlds of sports and comics for issue number 161. First up this week is comic books. Got plenty to get into, including Harley Quinn's 30th anniversary, and Mr. R.L. Stine is back with a brand new story from Boom Studios. And in entertainment, me and Sean are talking House of Dragons. I just finished The Boys, and I also stumbled upon a show that I watched the first season of and am now getting into the second season. You'll find out in a bit. And of course, in sports, Week 2 is behind us. For us Raider fans, we want it way behind us, but we're talking Week 3, college Week 4, and of course NASCAR, the crazy race at the night race in Bristol, and we're on to the second round in Texas Motor Speedway. So come join us for episode 161. Thank you so much for joining. Let's go do this thing. All right, cool.
Let's go. What is up?
I'm going to go ahead real quick. I'm going to go on the ending screen, and then I'm going to delete the music that's still on there. Okay, cool. We're back. Just wanted to make sure that both of the music this week was out, so... Sorry for no music, folks. I know it cut off. I had it going in the beginning, and then I cut it off. Okay, cool. So, welcome everyone to 161. Let's do this thing. Hour and a half in and out. Let's go. Back live in 3, 2, and 1. And with that, we are back to the Comic Bookies podcast. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 161. Here to collide the worlds of sports and comics, as always, is myself, Mike, Mark, and Sean. We are brought to you by Treasure Island Comics in Fremont, California. This week, Wednesday, September 21st, 2022, is New Comic Book Day, so get out there and get your new comic books. We're actually talking about those first this week, but Alex, the shop, he's open every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, so go get those books. Fellas, what's going on? 24 hours after the horrible games that we experienced, well, not so much Sean, but, we're going to get into sports later, but, the burn is starting to, wear off now from just the shit that went on yesterday. But yeah, Monday it's a new fresh week for the NFL, fresh week of books, fresh week of anything, right? So happy Monday to you guys. How's your weeks going so far?
Happy Monday, bro. Everything is good. Not just obviously the next day after what happened yesterday sports-wise, but that weather, man. Wild weather.
Right.
How was it out in Tracy? I know Mark said there was some sporadic rain out in the wood, but Tracy, kind of the same?
Yeah, no, we had rain yesterday and today as well. But our daughter spent the weekend at my parents' house, so we drove over there to pick her up, and man, it was our windshield wipers were at the fastest speed. It was pouring, like going through Livermore, Pleasanton, and Dublin. It was so crazy on the freeway, rain-wise. And then, sure enough, when we get back into Tracy, it's kind of clear. But then we wake up this morning at like 6:37 a.m. More rain. I think a little bit of thunder and lightning. But I mean, Mark, you told us you had some thunder and lightning.
Yeah, definitely. Today was pretty bad. Definitely some dark clouds over the, damn near Central Valley here in California, and also in Vegas yesterday. As you can see in my background here, the Raiders did so freaking bad that I'm going to congratulate the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray, and also for the stupid fan that slapped Kyler Murray in the face after the win. Totally uncalled for, Football games are always crazy, but yeah,
he's probably an A's fan, a disgruntled A's fan. So if he was an A's fan doing that, then I forgive him. Sorry. If it was based off the football game, no, the Raiders deserve that slap in the face. But if it's to Kyler Murray saying, "Hey, you should have signed with the A's instead," whack, then slightly forgivable. Sorry.
You did it to yourself.
Definitely. So, I had to pay to the Arizona Cardinals today in my background for the Raiders doing so shitty. But, nah, man, just September getting closer to the end. October, real autumn is upon us pretty damn near. And we'll see, dude. Just excited to be recording. Sean's got some plans coming up. That's going to be fun for him that he'll be talking about, obviously. And, hopefully the Raiders can do better going forward, and just excited to get into 161 with the brothers, man.
That's for sure.
I like it.
We are definitely getting into an Indian summer, though, Mark, because next weekend, Saturday, Sunday, coming up, 93 and 95 in Tracy. So definitely still some hot weather, So don't be fooled by the the thunderstorms and cold weather and all the wind and stuff the last couple of days. We still have some hot-ass weather as the fall. I think the fall starts this week, right? In the next couple of days, officially the fall starts, like 21st, whatever, like autumn starts. So happy autumn to everyone. If you guys, all the pumpkin spice lattes and stuff, the season is upon us. Mark, freaking hella jealous. You're going for Disneyland for Halloween. I'm watching all these, throughout the day. Randomly, I'll see these YouTube videos of the walkthroughs of all the different snacks and the decorations. And of course, when they redo some of the rides, like, the Haunted Mansion, so jealous. Nice.
The Dutch Brothers, what is it? I haven't tried it, but I've seen it on the menu.
Disgusting coffee.
Pumpkin spice latte, sweater weather, white coffee, chai latte, or whatever.
Cup full of sugar.
I was laughing at the name, but I was like, you know what? Dutch Bros is crazy. Those lines are ridiculous. I had it for the first time like a month and a half ago in Reno, Carson City, right? I never had it, obviously, because they don't have it in the Bay Area. I looked it up on the map. I'm in Reno. I'm like, I have to try this damn Dutch Bros. I know they
overrated.
I know they IPO'd like a year ago. I mean, as in what sense though? Because I beg to differ. It's overrated as in if you're looking for more traditional, drip coffee. Yes, I'd say if that's your style and you like those like sugary, icy type of drinks.
But if you want to get diabetes.
Then I'd say,
It's hard for me to even call that coffee, though. I mean, it's hard. That's why when people say I go there to get coffee, I'm like, no, you don't.
Exactly.
I would compare Dutch Bros. Compared to Baskin Robbins, it's actually pretty good.
But what I'm saying is, if you can get coffee there, you have to get the Americano, right? If you get the Americano, that's the closest thing they have to coffee. But I'll admit, some of their, the combinations you can make is pretty wild there. But anyway. They don't have them in the Bay Area, Oakley and Brentwood, and you said Tracy, right?
No, I think Modesto, Lathrop, I think over there have them too.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty popular, but Anyway,
I mean, the one drink, because a bunch of my coworkers live in Modesto, so sometimes randomly they'll bring one of the drinks, and I think it's called like the Golden Eagle or something. I think it's called. I'm sure you've seen it on the menu, and it's good for like if I'm in the mood for that type of drink, right? Like a caramel, something along the lines of a sweet cream cold brew or something like that. Like it tastes similar to like a Starbucks. That's if I'm not getting a black coffee or an iced black coffee, that vanilla sweet cream cold brew. Oh man, can't go wrong with that stuff. That stuff smacks. But I mean, no, I mean it's like, the lines are so long for that place. The lines are so long for all your milkshakes at Starbucks, for this crumble cookie that just opened up. I know one opened up at Audemars in Fremont, one opened up right here in Tracy. I mean, just fat people. Oh God, dude, we're all so fat, bro. It's unbelievable. This country and just the poison that we continue to just spew out of our mouths and put into our mouths is just unreal, man. Sorry to get on my soapbox, but
I hear you though. I hear you, but hey, like, have you seen, like, I saw the meme, right? The Calvin Klein, like the magazine or like the billboards back in the day, it'd be Calvin Klein, dude with 6 packs and
right.
Like a hot like Victoria's Secret model. And then it's like 2022, it's like a fat person in underwear, right?
They like fat Thor everywhere.
And it's like they try to make us think like that's okay, like, oh, like you're so brave because you're big and like you're husky and you're putting yourself out there on a billboard, but it's like it's not it's like unhealthy,
right.
And what, like heart disease is the #1 killer in America and like
right.
stuff like that, but they promote that as being okay.
Right.
Shouldn't be.
I mean,
okay,
that's the whole thing with like Jillian Michaels. Wasn't she the one on the Biggest Loser show, the gal trainer? That's what she said about what's her name, Lizzo, right? How like everyone online's like, oh, slay girl, slay, like you're so brave, or like, and that's fine, to each their own. I mean, who am I to tell you what to put in your mouth and then what to work out or not work out or whatever, but to go out there and say that that's healthy, whatever you identify as, right? Like it would say it's healthy. It's not healthy. It's not healthy.
It's like, those aren't your fans trying to get you killed. Right. They should be encouraging you.
You know how
like,
you know how many extra miles. I'm not a scientist, but you know how I do know that for every pound of extra unnecessary fat that you put on your body, how many more veins or maybe not veins or capillaries your body has to produce to put more blood. You know how much strain that does on the heart to have to pump more and more blood to more and more excess of body mass.
Oh yeah,
it's not good. Like you just said,
it's the reason why we're the most unhealthiest countries in the world. We are the most unhealthiest country in the world.
Is organic food really organic anymore? I can't trust it.
Bro, if you'd only hear some of the documentaries on organic food, where the fishes come from.
Oh my God!
Bro. You don't gotta go down
that freaking fish
go
with the
down
salmon
avenue,
oh my God, the salmon farms. Ugh. Oh my God, so gross.
Get back on track, bro. We're gonna get nasty right
I
now.
know, right? We're gonna go into a rabbit hole. But
what's that documentary called? What is it? That was just like that famous one, right? What the health or something like that.
Oh, I don't know. But there's a bunch of them that just kind of I forgot what it was. It was a guy, he goes to Japan, I think, or China, and he just goes and he's basically, what he does is that he's making a documentary on how bad straws are on like the planet, the ecosystem, for everything, right? They end up in the ocean, that huge thing, and he goes on a wild goose chase, and he goes down to a freaking rabbit hole of all these illegal things going on with the food industry and stuff, with whaling and everything. Oh, dude, it's amazing, and how people at these companies, remember, if you look on a can of tuna and it says like dolphin friendly, how these guys get like bribed. There's like auditors on all these ships that make sure that they're not killing any dolphins or whatever while they're fishing for the tuna. But
Bumblebee tuna?
But right. But some of these guys are getting like bribed or whatever, and some guy at the company that he interviews with like admits it on this documentary. Like, it's absolutely insane.
It's on Netflix, right?
I think so. I think it's a Netflix documentary. But yeah.
All right.
But anyways, in closing, no, we're not here. We're not fat shaming anybody. Just to be clear. Yeah,
100%.
but yes.
It's got to be better as people.
I'm not fat shaming, but I'm just saying,
Right. No. I mean,
better choices. And,
right. I mean, the times have changed.
Try to be realistic about the situation.
Right. The times have changed. There's different groups of people who were not represented back in the day who want to get represented now, and that's fine. But you know what? Every now and then they got to mix it up. have someone who's overweight on the billboard, but have my six-pack Joe, on the billboard too,
Yeah.
Still need something to look at. I'm just kidding. Anyways, so
there it is.
So we're going to start with comics this week. Got a light list, actually, of books to get into this week, so not going to be too much, but let's get into what's coming out this week. For DC, Nightwing 96, The Flash 786, Batman Superman World's Finest number 7, Batman the Knight 9, Catwoman 47, and Harley Quinn 30th Anniversary Special comes out this week. And I think just like all the other anniversary specials, you're getting like 8, 9, or 10 different variant covers too. So if you want to get one of each, it's going to be a pretty penny you're spending, because I think each issue is $9.99. Marvel gives us Avengers 60, Fantastic Four 47, Axe Judgment Day 5, New Mutants 30, and Star Wars Darth Vader 27. Image Radiant Black 18, you got Ice Cream Man 32, A New Book Vanish number 1, Mark's Public Domain number 4, and this cool little book I've been reading, Deadliest Bouquet, the second issue comes out this week. Boom Studios, finally, Berserker is back with number 10, and Mr. R.L. Stine, author of some of our favorite books growing up, Goosebump books, he writes for Boom Studios. Issue number 1 of Stuff of Nightmares comes out this week. Dark Horse gives us Lonesome Hunters number 4, AWA Absolution number 3, and the Oni Press gives us Blink number 3. So what do you guys want to get into? First, I'll let you guys start, and then I'll kind of run down what I read, because there's really like maybe only 1 or 2 books that I really want to deep dive into.
Well, I did read the first and second public domain, but I do not want to get into it just yet, because I know Mark said the best one was number 3, and I do believe I do have it, so I'm actually very excited. You're right, Mark. It's actually really good.
Yeah, number 3 is even better. Like I think I mentioned it before, maybe last week. The brother.
The brother's a fool, bro.
The one that's supposed to be good ends up being like the one that really has like the skeletons in the closet and whatnot. And now the one that's like a fool is the one that like kind of seems to be like the more sane one. It's gonna probably help out more. It's just it's a real fun story. I really enjoy the way that it's going. As of coming up, I'd say of course it's gonna be my favorite book coming up this week as well. The Flash 786 seems like it might be decent as well. I don't know if you guys read the annual. If you did, we can get into it. I thought that was
it was
very,
a damn
very
good
cool.
Annual, man.
That was a good annual.
It was.
Right?
It was an Inception, bro. It was a story within a story. It was really cool.
It was so dope, and it to people that are married, that have kids, and that type of life, right? I guess they can assess to it and kind of really. Connect with it, right? I thought that was pretty cool. And the whole time in the arc, right? The wife is kind of feeling left out, feeling behind. The kids are kind of off, even doing their own thing. Playing with their own powers and getting used to, dealing with their powers and whatnot. And the wife is just there in the shadows. And here you get this kind of random annual, and it kind of, brings it all together. And I thought it was real cool that it was kind of focused on her,
right?
And
right, because
what did you guys think, John,
right? Because she just got powers, right? So she's finally feeling a part of like the super family instead of just her family, right? And then it's cool because you always hear stories of these authors in their books and their comic books kind of bring a piece of them and their personal life into the story.
I was just gonna
so it's pretty cool that she kind of puts different tweaks into the story, how she lets the job consume her, and all of a sudden the husband leaves and whatnot, and from total real life into like her ending up on a spaceship. It just a complete 180 throughout the story that she had written. So it was good. I liked it.
It makes me think, outside of the comic, it makes me think of like all the other superheroes, that there's a woman that doesn't have powers, but she is with that person. So there's a Lois Lane. I actually watched the new Thor today, and Natalie Portman, I mean, obviously she becomes like a little Thor character in her own, but it makes you think of like these women symbols that don't have powers, and they're with these in a family of powers. So no, for them to actually get powers, I don't know, it's cool. A different perspective for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely. And but I mean, at the end of the day, it was just a really cool perspective of like she kind of feeling left out. Oh, and like here's my book. Go ahead and read it. And then and then Wally's just like, at a certain point, he just stops and he goes, "Hey, my wife, she's a nerd. Like, what the hell? This is so cool. And like he like thoroughly enjoys himself reading a story that his wife wrote. So I just thought it was really cool.
He said he was only gonna read. He was gonna try to get like the first chapter or two. You know,
Totally gets consumed.
Consumed, just totally. I mean, how could you not, right? I mean, what an achievement for your wife. And I thought that was just a really good story, right? And that's why I text you guys too when I read it. I was like, I think I read it before both of you guys. I said Flash was real good.
Right.
That was one of the last books I read. Actually, it was.
Yeah, this
Harvey
was like
Dent.
yeah.
We got the Harvey Dent edition of One Bad Day. That's probably gonna be right up there with public domain for me. What do you guys think about that
That's
one? Are
right.
you guys getting it?
Of course.
It's Tamaki. Come on, dude.
I know,
Gotta
right?
get that Tamaki.
I know. I mean, you already screwed up. You didn't get the Riddler, so.
I did.
You
did.
ended up getting it. Okay, cool. You just have to. That's the Tom King one. You just got to read it. But
I'd definitely be getting the One Bad Day. I did see is coming, and the cover actually looks really badass too.
it's cool. I mean, on one side you can be kind of pessimistic and be kind of negative and say, oh god, here's just another story that they're just another money grab, like it does have nothing to do with continuity, but it's cool sometimes to get those one-off stories, because sometimes the one-off stories or the short stories, like we've always said, sometimes those are way
Those
better
are the best.
than the 80 issue run that Tom King had. There are certain points where like, what the hell is this? Go back to the
Do it, Sean.
Go back to the Home on the Range.
No. Don't do it, man. That's the worst.
Yeah.
Berserker, guys, by Mr. Keanu Reeves is out as well.
yeah.
Yep. What is it? Number 10. This story also feels like it's been going on forever. It's not the best, but there's a way of keeping you entertained. I must say that. If anyone's reading it, Boom Studios, Berserker, it had a lot of hype when it was coming out. I feel like the hype out a little bit, and haven't seen Keanu Reeves, the man himself, trying to do much. I don't know. I just don't really see him out there other than his name on the front of the book, right? I don't know how much more involved he is or how more involved Matt Kent is. I don't know the ins and outs of this book, but I think it will be coming to an end here pretty soon. It's a fun one that I've been reading as well. So that one comes out. I'm excited for that one, see where that ultimately accumulates to. And not much for me this week as well. Just The Flash and Berserker.
Yeah, I read that one shot. Well, go ahead, Mark.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to give a rundown. I mean, I read the Olympus Rebirth, the one-shot. It was kind of like, it was a cool one-off story. I'm like, this is the week of like one-offs, right? Like the Flash annual was pretty cool. This one was like a combination of like it was like we were in the world of Wonder Woman or Wonder Girl, but then it had like a God of War, if you're very familiar with the video game, like, a God of War story, like where all the gods are actually like, in their human form. And it was just pretty cool to see like from that point of view. The Wonder Girl annual itself kind of pissed off that like I've only gotten like 5 or 6 issues in like a year and a half ever since, not Fear State, but what the hell was that? What was the big event that they had? They had all the different stories. It was what the hell was it again? I'm getting old, bro.
It's not Fear State. It's
What the hell is it? Like they're still.
We got hella different
City of
books.
Bane.
No.
No,
Remember they had a Harley Quinn. They had a Green Lantern. They had a. They changed it for like a whole month or two, or was it completely different? Like Batman was the black kid. It was a. Remember? What the hell was it? Oh my god!
It's like tip of my tongue.
Okay. Anyways,
I remember exactly.
Since Wonder Girl made her first appearance, Yara Flor in that era, I've only gotten like 5 or 6 issues. So to get an annual, like, oh, cool, here you go, here's another freaking $6, but like I haven't even really gotten a true story. But I will say that the one-off story was really good. And the last, the Joneses, kind of in that Resistance, world, the Joneses 5 of 5. I finished that story, was really good. Issue 2 of Blink from Oni Press. Number 3 comes out this week, but it's a weird one, but it's really cool. And Mark, I finally read the Superman War World Apocalypse to kind of end that arc. Another big one that I thoroughly enjoyed. So all those annuals and big, huge one-off stories that I'm paying another $2 or $3, dollars for, but they were all worth it. All good stories.
Do you like Ram?
Future State.
Future State.
Future State.
Oh, the Scarecrow.
It just came to me. No, that was Fear State.
Oh, that was Future State.
Right. Is it Future State? Was that what it was? Was Future State Batman and
Fear State
and Future? Okay. Anyways, go.
You got me confused as hell, Mr.
No. Go and I'll figure it out. Go ahead.
I lost my train of thought here.
The Superman War World Apocalypse.
Oh, War World. I think that's what I was going to say. Oh yeah, no, I was going to say you haven't read Batman 127. I don't think Sean has either. But actually, I should probably ask you guys this question next week. But I mean, do you have a favorite right now?
A favorite book?
Whether you like Detective or Batman, the Ram V or the Zdarsky story for you right now?
I don't know.
There's a Zdarsky story.
It's a little early. It's a little early in both arcs to kind of give a full opinion. They're both not the best, but they're still definitely worth getting. You know.
That's why I said we'll get back to that question. It's raining over there somewhere, maybe in Newark, but no. Anyway, have you guys read the 007?
That's on that list. So that was the same week that Batman came out. So that's for next week. I'm reading that.
You read the first one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find what the hell is
it's Future State.
Called.
It was Future State.
So it
was Future State, like Future State Gotham, when they pretty much unveiled everything. Remember, Mark? This was like Future State. This was the event where you got like a couple of different stories, and this was when Superman was going to leave Metropolis and go to Warworld. Remember, and the Future State with all the in Gotham. Remember? Never mind.
I got the story?
No, yes. Future State. Remember Future State with this is right before Scarecrow's arc happened, where everything.
We were hella complaining like, oh, they're gonna change everything, start all over this and
they
that.
had all the flying drones, and they had the flying drones and all that.
Oh, yeah.
It was that whole big event where like everyone, like, you had to. I'm like, really? So I ended up still getting like 6 or 7 stories because Yara Flor was going to be the new Wonder Woman or Wonder Girl or whatever. So I had to get the Future State Wonder Girl. Yeah, it just kind of felt like a money grab. It only lasted for a month or two, but it was like a weekly thing. Remember, it was like every week something came out.
That was 3 months, bro.
Something like that. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
that was at the beginning of this year, right?
End of this, or it was last year. I think it was.
Was it last year?
I don't know. Anyways, but yeah. Well,
I've enjoyed the last ones that we were just on.
Mm-hmm.
The Tamaki one. I mean, I really enjoy that one.
I totally agree.
So, I don't know.
And the Tynian. I enjoyed Tynians, and then Tamaki. I mean, those two runs, side by side, were really, really good.
But yeah, like I said, that's a question I should ask you guys next week or even a month from now. But 007, I've gotten past the second one. I like it.
Okay.
The last line, if you guys, whatever you guys have to talk about.
Yes, sir. Last line's solid.
That's pretty much that's all I have left to talk about.
Let's give a shout out to that last line. This is coming from you from a small indie, or not that small, but Aftershock Comics.
Mm-hmm.
It's written by Richard Denick and Jose Holder on the art, as well as Kelly Fitzpatrick and Dave Sharp on the colors and letters for you guys here. Pretty cool, man. It starts off basically, what do they call it? Someone that commits suicide on the tracks.
With the over-under, the under-over?
Yeah.
The over-under.
The over-under?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One-under?
Yeah. What's the over-under on this?
Yeah. And then is this your first one-under?
Right.
It's like another day for them. They're like, oh, yeah, sure. Oh, no, somebody pushed them. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, see you there.
Can we pause for a second? Can I ask you guys something? Because sometimes I do it. Do you guys read in an English accent?
Oh, I always change my voice. I always change my voice. The thing is, I don't make girl voices, though. I've actually talked, like, you talk to yourself in your head because you're impersonating the voice in your head. But if it's a girl, it's like neutral. Okay, like regular conversation.
Right.
But if it's like a certain group of people...
If you're talking about making voices and you're talking about English voices, I know you have to do it for the book that I just mentioned 30 seconds ago in Bond 007.
Oh, for sure.
Especially
when he's trying to seduce the chick.
Roger Craig. I'm always Roger Craig or
Pierce.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery for sure. Sean Connery.
I love that.
Classic.
Shit. But no, why would you? Why are they? Oh yeah, that's right. They're in London. That's right. And he even says about the talk. I was laughing because
The way they're talking too, their small talk and stuff. Oh yeah, it is.
Here you go,
He
love.
mentions-
Got you a nice cup of tea. Just something like that. Like I change it, but you're right too, Sean. Like I don't say like if it's a girl, I don't say here you go, oh that's a nice cup of tea. No, I definitely say it like in a regular like voice, like in my head. But like or like if Batman's with Talia, like if it's a League of Shadows, like I'll kind of change it up to like a kind of like an Arabic, like a Middle Eastern kind of accent, something like that.
I want to see you doing it out loud.
Yeah, I gotta see this for sure.
And Danielle just walking in like, Michael.
Who the hell are you talking to, Mike?
Maybe that'll be a
Honey,
nice
I'm
little
just
treat.
I'm practicing my Farsi.
No, right? Or like what was it? The American one, the All American or whatever in the Russian accent.
Yeah.
Do a Russian accent, yeah. But anyways, but this was a good book. Definitely, I didn't see it taking a turn a third of the way, a turn that it did, right? So you just thought it was going to be, some kind of conspiracy where everyone's in cahoots to kind of cover up this murder, because the CCTV didn't have it, in the footage. And all of a sudden, these guys, they try to hunt down the guys who did it because they saw them on the screen, and then all of a sudden, cool, they turn into like alien dogs, like it's freaking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Secret of the Ooze,
The CCTV didn't have it, or was it being hidden? Because remember, she's trying to get the brother on her side to help her, like whatever hack into the
her brother's like, okay.
So of course, later in the story, when you come to realize that there's this this organization that kind of tries to cover it up, so no one will go into a frenzy and chaos and panic and everything. They're probably the group you would assume that did that, right? So.
Yeah, I just took a big left turn. It started literally like murder mystery conspiracies. I think, this is cool, smooth. But once you started seeing, these out of Earth creatures, you seeing the robot in the end. I'm like, okay, we're doing this.
Mr. The Hazard brother and sister, and then Tarn, I think is the agent's name from MI6. And yeah, they tracked down the guy, but they thought it was him. But I guess his species, they all look like that guy. So this is just kind of like
there was
the
a
onion
lot,
unfolding on this story is just like, what the hell? And then you read Her Majesty's War Office letter, and then all hell breaks loose. Oh, and then why not in a story that you're reading, and all of a sudden there's aliens, there's this and that. Oh, of course there's a robot butler that saves him. Of course there is.
Mm-hmm. It's like a transformer looking too.
Right, it looked like Bumblebee for a second. So
yes, it did.
I mean, it's just crazy. And then all of a sudden,
cherry on top.
And then the last page, you realize that is the guy that they were working with the whole time, Tarn or whatever. Is he bad? Like it seems like because he points the gun, he has the alien blaster.
The first one who wants to help is usually the bad guy,
right? So I mean, they track down one of the two wolf characters, and it's pretty crazy. So I mean.
How different did you reading like the first 3, 4 pages, 5 pages? How different did you think the story was gonna be? I personally didn't think
it should have just stayed on the tracks. It should just stay the tracks it was on. It would have been cool. It would just been realistic, basically. I think I had a lot of. I mean, and I definitely will get obviously the number 2. It kind of worth that at this point. But if it just stayed like on the tracks of kind of like like what Mike said, conspiracy, everybody's maybe in cahoots.
But I mean, like how many different stories have we done? Like like a 007 where everyone is human. There's espionage, there's spy stuff, but it's all humans. Why not throw a couple alien dogs?
Spiced it up a little bit.
And a robot butler. Why not? Secret organization made in like the 1860s. Why not?
Why not?
No.
And that was pretty cool though. That page where you're like reading the old transcript, the letter from the 1860s. I like when books.
That was pretty cool,
right?
Little bit different, switch it up a little bit.
But I will tell you, like of course, like the big reveal of like the story turning, and it's the whole page of just the dogs freaking pointing the guns. I was like, oh god, what is gonna happen? I don't know.
It was cool though.
It's gonna get turned into a movie. It's gonna get a show.
Hey, I'd watch it
though.
How many
Yeah.
times have we had this told to us about books or whatever? Like,
Still waiting for Undiscovered Country, and Department of Truth is, I think, going to get some.
supposedly Scott Snyder was taking pictures in front of some studio, and they were going to talk about making it a show and whatnot.
Man, that's another one too, bro. Freaking Undiscovered Country is good, but man, that thing, whoo, you thought that thing got a whole bunch of different tracks.
Right.
That thing is wild too, man.
Right.
The number one question that I posed to the Comic Bookie co-hosts here tonight and tomorrow for everybody listening to this, tonight if you're live with us, thank you. But I would say my question for you is it pullable? Are you guys pulling it?
This one, yeah, it's a short story. If it was an ongoing story, I might give it another couple issues. But yeah, if it's just a 4, 5, 6
Sure, story.
issue short story, why not? Hell yeah.
Sean?
Yeah, 100%.
Me?
100%.
No, you're making the cut.
Mr. Comic Bookie Mark will not be pulling the last line, ladies and gentlemen. But if you guys want to go check it out, it is by Aftershock Comics, #1, Richard Denick, Jose Holder. The last line, 2 Comic Bookie co-hosts will be reviewing it for everybody that wants to check it out, but I will not be. Decent first issue, though. Don't get me twisted.
Right. Okay. All right. Let's get into a little bit of the entertainment. Sean, House of Dragons, episode 4, I think, was last Sunday episode. So
I have not watched 4 yet, actually.
oh, you haven't watched 4? Oh,
I haven't. You know,
So, you're behind 2 then, as of yesterday.
I'm 2 behind, which isn't the worst thing because I was able to catch up on She-Hulk. So it was actually kind of on purpose.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, then
I
I
She-Hulk.
should probably do Miss Marvel and She-Hulk then over the next couple weeks so we could talk that. Okay.
Yeah, they're hella short episodes too. Like they're actually really short. Not even like the first one's hella. I think the first one maybe cracks 40 minutes at most, but isn't like one of those hour pluses. But it is, dude. She-Hulk episodes go by hella
Okay,
fast,
cool.
bro.
All right, well then, no worries.
Yeah.
You're in for a crazy episode, kind of like eye-opening, and then some of the characters that come into their own and stuff and everything, like more of what we saw in episode 3, but a certain relationship between 2 characters kind of takes a funny turn. So, but yeah, so you'll see that in House of Dragons episode 4. So,
Well, the good thing is we will have something to talk about in the upcoming episode of House of Dragons, but we can talk about now because you did finally watch it. Is The Boys?
oh my god, dude, it's freaking,
Oh, boy.
it's freaking crazy.
So would you take the serum if you knew you could just take it and it'll just temporarily affect you?
Well, if I knew that if I took 4 or 5 or 6 doses then it would kill me, then no, I wouldn't take it.
Nope.
No, definitely not. But
Bro,
I mean,
crazy.
I mean, what Herogasm? That was.
I
mean,
that's like a walking orgy, bro. That shit was wild.
I mean, it was crazy. I mean, call me like a perv or like a freak, but like we've seen, Game of Thrones episodes and other shows like that where they have like those kind of fat orgies and stuff where you just see a bunch of naked bodies, like you've seen that before. But to the extent of what some of the people were doing, and of course they're supers. So you see the guy with the elephant tree trunk of a what, just
that's
Mark.
Dude, the episode like The Boys is definitely
Crazy.
put it over on any show from the things they say and do, and to put it into like a hero setting show. It is freaking nuts, bro. Like. Yeah, Mark. I don't even know what Mark would say if he actually watched it. Like knowing how Mark is,
Definitely a Garth Ennis freaking book, bro.
It is wild, bro. Hella raunchy. The things they say and do, like it's just so off the wall, man.
You finished it, Sean?
Oh yeah, I finished it.
He finished
Mike
it
put
before me, and
game.
I just finished it last week. Yeah, so
bro, it's just like because the thing is, like, I think half you're watching it because like it actually is really good. Another half you're like, what's gonna happen next? Like, what's next? It isn't gonna surprise me.
Dude.
Is it like dark raunchy? Like Mayans, where like kids are involved and family and.
Nah, they don't do anything that like. I know what you're saying. Like Mayan Sons of Anarchy, some like that's crazy to do that. No, I think it's more of just like
there's other.
You'll see somebody's head blow up. You'll see like some crazy stuff from that standpoint.
Yeah.
Like gory, I guess maybe like the right word, but like. Yeah, it's just like
some of the content is it's not like a Mayans or like a regular FX show because it's not a regular show. it's a show based in a world where they're superheroes and, you know, actual superheroes, and they're marketed and they're on their own team. They're like above pretty much everyone else in the world. And, you know, they talk about their ratings and, oh, if you do this, like, let's go ahead and set you guys up, like, and do a fake relationship because it's good for your ratings. Like, oh, we're up 7 points in like the
politics,
the African American
bro.
community because you just said this or you did that. It's so crazy how the show goes, right? Like, it's, oh my God, I can't wait to in the future get like the collected edition of the Boys comic book and actually read it and see, you know, like how similar it is to the show. But I can't wait for the next season to come out.
It's good. Oh, he definitely needs the next season for sure.
Three so
yeah,
far on
3.
Amazon Prime Video. Like only 8 episodes per season, so it's not like a whole, you know, 12, 18, 20 something episode season. It's you know, you can knock out a whole season in 2 weekends. Like if you dedicate, you know, like on a Saturday, Sunday, you could probably get like 3 weekends.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The Biden meme. Whoa.
Yeah. Oh, whoa.
Speak for yourself. 2 weekends for me, 8 episodes. That might take me 8 weekends.
Yeah, that might be one a weekend, man. Sunday's gonna be kind of hard to squeak it in, man. All that football.
A weekend. Oh yeah, you're right, Sean. You definitely are right.
So
yeah, it's good though. I vouch for it. I know Mike likes it too, and it's solid, bro.
I've heard nothing but good things about it, guys. So I mean, I'm pretty sure it is.
But yeah. So I mean, and then another show. Me and Danielle caught up on the other 2 episodes of the Rings of Power, the Lord of the Rings show. Again, pretty good. It's slow. It's definitely not as good as anything like House of Dragons or The Boys or anything that I'm watching right now. It's not like nowhere near as good as like The Hobbit or the Lord of the Rings movies, but I mean, it definitely paints a picture and it kind of, you know, leads up to what we can hope. I mean, because there's Easter eggs of what, you know, like we just met Isildur. You know, he's the guy who chopped off Sauron's hand, takes the ring into Mount Doom, and then Elrond's like, throw it into the fire. Remember, Sean? Throw it in, like destroy it. And he's like, no. And he's like, no. So we meet him for the first time as like a young lad. So good, but not the best, I would say. And then finally, I just realized like, oh, like right after I finished The Boys, I was like, oh shit, like that's right, Pennyworth. They
Pennyworth, another season, right?
HBO bought it from Epix, so I don't have to like, you know, get Epix for like a 30-day free trial and try to binge watch a whole season. That's what I did for the first season. So seasons 1 and 2 are on HBO Max now, and they're developing season 3 right now. That's an HBO Max, you know, exclusive or whatever. So, but that show, unbelievable. I watched the first 5 episodes so far because I did work from home this week, so it was, you know, definitely advantageous for me to read a couple books, you know, when I had a little bit of a break and watch some shows, but definitely a good story. Mark or other fans, if you don't know, are not familiar with Pennyworth, it's pretty much set in like right post World War II, like in the 50s, 60s in England, and it's basically young Alfred Pennyworth and how he comes up, the story of Batman's butler. So pretty crazy, pretty good story. You know, just an overall good show. And I would recommend that to anybody who's, you know, a fan of any kind of comic books, especially people who are in the world of Batman, kind of consumed with all that stuff. So definitely good. Anything else in news and entertainment, guys?
Is Keanu Reeves? It's Gully. He's gonna be in Constantine too, right?
Oh, I think so. I think that's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen that.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's why he hasn't been promoting Berserker. That's the why.
Well, he's making like John Wick 14 right now too. So I mean,
Oh, that's
14 or 15.
something
sure
like that. Yeah. I will say because my wife was watching it earlier tonight, but I guess Disney Plus did its first like live event today. They live streamed Dancing with the Stars, the first episode of the new season. So you could actually watch it live as if you were on like YouTube TV or your Xfinity, you know, cable. So
I mean, you know what's crazy? I was actually thinking about that the other day, since we get into streaming wars and stuff sometimes. Right. But last week they unveiled the new Mustang, and it's like I'm looking, and I'm like, okay, how am I gonna find the whatever? I mean, I kept seeing. Obviously, I follow Ford and Mustang and NASCAR drivers and organizations, so I would know, right? But I'm going on YouTube first to try to find the unveilment of the new 2024 Mustang. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it wasn't on YouTube. But the easiest place to find it for me was on Twitter. It's like I just went to the forum
Twitter's
Twitter
solid,
page.
bro. Twitter's
boom right there, and I plugged it into the adapter from my, I had it on my iPad. I plug it into the adapter and stream it on my big screen, right, my flat screen. And I was like, dude, like, this is pretty crazy the way that it's like watching regular TV, but people are chiming in, the chat's going on at the bottom. It's kind of like us doing this right now, right? But obviously Ford unveiling a Mustang on a much huger scale, right? And I just thought, I was like, it's like that has to be like almost like the future, right? Just for, especially for these companies, like, why not? Especially with Dancing with the Stars, why not? You're over here, people love the show, people love to give live reactions, right? It's about like live takes, live reactions, and you can literally like interact with the show right then and there. And I just think after you saying that, me thinking of having my thought last week, I just think that's a pretty damn good idea, honestly.
Right. I mean, there's aspects of that in The Boys, too, Sean. Like, you see Starlight and a couple of the other heroes, like when they try to go against the corporation that they work for, sometimes they'll show them go live on their smartphones, and it'll be like, hundreds of thousands or like millions of viewers, all the hearts, all the comments going on this side, and then they unveil a secret about the company that kind of, puts them in a negative light. So
Starlight was leaking that, bro, and
so pretty cool in that aspect as well. So, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for the comics and entertainment. Hope you all enjoyed. As we take we're not going to take a little break. I'll just, kind of sidebar this and say we are the Comic Bookies Podcast. Thank you so much for watching live on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. Thank you so much for listening and supporting. You can listen to us or you can watch us live every single Monday night right after the Monday Night Football. Right at the this is the first live podcast I think in the world where you get live reactions of the previous week in NFL going into the next week. Find us on all social media, on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at The Comic Bookies. You can email us, thecomicbookies@gmail.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search The Comic Bookies. And so moving forward, let's go into sports. Sean, NFL, week 2. I thought the weekend was going to go fine for me, Like for me personally, it's like Saturday came and went. USC dominated Fresno State at home with their home opener. Kyle Larson, he finished top 5 at the night race in Bristol. Like all three of our drivers move on to the round of 12, going into Texas this week. The Raiders are up 20-0. Niners are up 20-0 at halftime of both those games, and then like everything, like just withers away. Like I mean I know it's only week 2. Crazier things have happened, but like Mark even said, like 10% of teams, that go 0-2 make the playoffs. It's like, and then with the schedule that we have, like we needed to go 1-1 or 2-0 through these first 2 games, and it was just an all-time epic meltdown for that team. All time.
It's funny how sports goes like that, bro. Because it seems like when one thing happens, just snowballs. I mean, the best thing of the weekend was, Niners won. That was cool. We'll get to the bad part in a second. NASCAR, all of our drivers get to the next round. All good. But, yeah, Raiders 20-0. You're going to beat Arizona, help my division out, and then it just snowballed. Trey broke his ankle.
Right.
Just feel terrible for the kid. Just the human side of it. Like, dude, that's a freaking kid, bro. Like,
I just saw that he broke his fibula, too. It was two different surgeries, 2 different injuries. It was crazy.
Yeah, 2 injuries. The only good thing is they said it wasn't compound. They said, just a typical speedy recovery, hopefully back for next year. Now keeping Jimmy, which we didn't even want to do, ended up being the biggest blessing in disguise. I mean, what Colin Cowherd said, I think, unfortunately, might be the truest thing. We actually might be a better team because of that injury.
You are.
Right now. Because I think at the end of the day, I think Jimmy's still just a better ready NFL quarterback at this moment than Trey Lance.
He knows the system. He knows the guys he's playing with, and they'll probably get Kittle back next week or the week after that. So I mean, it's
So and the thing is, we're a Super Bowl team right now. Like our roster, we are built to win right now. So I mean, if that's what it is, if that's the way the cards are dealt, then so freaking be it. For the Raiders, you guys, you guys might be able to say it better than I do, because at the end of the day, it's probably just slowly the Cardinals just chipping away.
Right, and then with all this analytic bullshit, they say like, oh, we're going to go for 2 because this percentage. I was like, get the nerds out of there and just let them play some football. Like you should kick a field goal here or take an extra point instead of a 2-point conversion, and all of a sudden those analytics, they ended up working out because obviously the Cardinals knew
Yeah,
the Raiders
they
couldn't
worked out.
stop them, so it
made it a two-possession game
instead
like
of
that.
doing
Yeah.
like a field goal and then a touchdown, 2 touchdowns, you boom, easy, 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions, and
Cut in
boom,
half.
that was so easy. So
The key of that game, bro, was that when he had him tackled. I mean, the game was over, and he just found a way. And like it sucks it came at that expense. It's not just like, oh, now it's saying that, because I don't care nothing about Kyle Murray.
right.
But I will say what he did yesterday, like, okay, that boy, he's pretty damn good. That throw to AJ Green,
Right.
all right, that boy pretty damn good. Like,
Right.
I've never given that boy props. I never have. I've always had that one thing. Not just what he did to the A's. You guys are my best friends, and that was shady. But it's just like I've always had that thing. I just don't know how good this kid really is. But sometimes it's just one game that you're just like, damn, this guy just said, "Get on my back, let's go."
Right.
And
He throws a better ball than your boy Jalen Hurts.
and
you know what?
that's up
You know
for
what?
debate.
And those are two players. I was watching that Philly game today. A couple games I want to get into in a little bit also. One that was played last Thursday night and another injury that we can get to. But I give props to Jalen Hurts for one. Coming out of Alabama, the man, if you will. I mean, I guess any quarterback.
Give him the
that goes to
timeline,
Alabama-
Mark. Give him the timeline, Mark.
Any quarterback that goes to Alabama, right, supposed to probably be the man, right? I guess that's going to be hovering around over your head. Then he becomes like a fifth-year senior, and he hits Oklahoma. He was never really that man at at Alabama. Obviously, Alabama not always known for having great quarterbacks. Bryce Young, believe it or not, last year, you guys, was the first Alabama quarterback ever to win a Heisman, which is unbelievable, right? You would think that. Another stat on Alabama, so I'm getting kind of off topic here, but I have to say this. Alabama has been ranked number one at least 1 point in the season for the last 15 years. You'll never see that in your lifetime.
Nick Saban.
Number one at least one time at any point in the season for the last 15 years. That's remarkable. Anyway, back to Jalen Hurts. Dude, guy ended up transferring to Oklahoma, had a pretty good season there, right? Gets into, and how you say you never believed in Kyler. I never really believed in Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
I'm seeing him kind of grow in front of me, gaining a little bit more poise. I like this coach that he's got now. I like the weapons with another, alum from Alabama, and obviously Devontae Smith, another Heisman winner there. But I'd say, dude, I'd say that, just Jalen Hurts, man, props to him because I didn't have faith in him. And Kyler Murray, dude, the guy, for his height, I give him props because you can't see over the line as much. You're kind of challenged vertically, but the dude makes up for it in speed, arm strength, and just, a gut, I guess, right? The willingness to put the team on his back. So you can't handicap heart, and he played with a lot of heart to wheel his team back yesterday. And obviously that's why I got this damn Arizona Cardinals logo behind me, guys.
He's the quickest quarterback I've seen in a while. That first 2 steps to just get away, I mean, he just gets away from anybody. He is hella quick. Like, that's his thing. You got, like, Jalen, I think even Trey, Josh Allen. They have that, like, 4 or 5 steps, and, that speed gets up. 2 steps for Kyler, and that boy is gone. He is hella quick.
Yeah, like
I don't know, man.
I can't remember if it was a 2-point conversion or if it was a touchdown when he was just like it was a freaking circus out there. It's dun, 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 looking at a Madden game, and all of a sudden he just
the full ran 84 yards on that play. The 2-point 84 yards, just evading everybody. Just
crazy. It's embarrassing.
And I'll admit, Cliff Kingsbury needed that game probably more than McDaniels, right? I think Cliff Kingsbury would have really been on the damn hot seat if they would have gone 0-2. I mentioned this stat last night, I think, to one of Mike, maybe. What did I say? It was teams that started 0-2.
Like 10%.
No, yeah, like 10%, right?
Yeah.
I think
in that
only
AFC
40
West this year.
Yeah, dude. Teams that have started since the merger are only 10%. Teams that have, I think, only 40 or 50 teams out of 2,000 something, whatever, have made the playoffs after starting to 0-2. So not looking good for the Raiders right now. Tough schedule coming up before their bye as well. But also with the hard division in the NFC West as well. I think Kingsbury, Murray, and the Cardinals needed that. Imagine when they gets Hopkins back. Gonna be pretty good, dude.
Well, I will go ahead and go opposite of you, Mark. To end the rant about this game, I'm going to give not as much credit to Kyler Murray. That game shouldn't have been what it was. It shouldn't have been the Kyler Murray show. It shouldn't have been in a situation to where he was only down 16 points. You get one more field goal. You only get one field goal, 3 points in the whole second half and in overtime. And then, too many mistakes. Couple of defensive holding penalties that prolong drives. You make horrible, stupid-ass decisions on offense, just run, punt, run. They went into prevent offense at halftime. They made zero halftime adjustments and just to step on the throat and keep it the throat, foot on the throat and just, go full throttle. Nothing happened there. No trick plays. I mean, 2 catches for Devontae Adams. He was completely shut down. I just don't know if he just didn't look his way. He went plenty to Hunter Renfrow, and then I forgot his name. Starts with an H, I think. Number 10. He played fine. Waller had a few good catches across the middle. But I mean, if you ran the ball a couple times in that overtime right there, and just to put yourself in in the field goal, because you were 5 yards away from Carlson's. He's been nails. But you decided to throw on 2 out of 3 plays, and then
you took the words out of my mouth. I was gonna say he's nailed.
He hasn't missed a kick in 2 years.
27 kicks,
something like that. But then Renfrow needed. That's horrible. I feel kind of bad. 2 straight plays. 2 out of 3 plays where he freaking fumbles the ball. But I mean, you should never have been in that situation. Never. Yeah. You had so many chances in the second half to at least chew clock or just get another field goal. Never should have been in that situation.
Yes, quit plays. You literally said the right thing, Mike, because I've seen the Niners do it, and it's just I quit plays. I go crazy. Second half, why do we change the way we play?
Right.
There was a drive I seen for the Raiders. It was 2 runs. Didn't even look at Devontae, just roll out to the right. Blitz came from the right, threw right in the dirt.
Right.
And I'm like,
I remember their fifth drive. Their 5th drive started inside the 5 because it was a good punt, I believe, by their punter. They ended up punting that drive, but they showed it was look at this start by the Las Vegas Raiders. It was touchdown, field goal, touchdown. It was their first 4 drives they got points, and then where the hell? Just unbelievable. I'm not giving as much credit to the Cardinals. They should be 0-2. Raiders should be 1-1. It was embarrassing.
It all comes down to 3 points in the second half. Like I said, you score 1 more field goal in the second half, 2 field goals in the second half. You're not even in that position, right? But yeah, dude, it's just it's ridiculous.
Anyways.
Dude. But congratulations. What other games? Herbert, he's hurt. It doesn't look to seem as serious. They take the loss last Thursday.
I've never heard of rib cartilage. I've heard
No, that boy cracked some ribs.
Right, rib cartilage.
That's some cute little lingo. No, you cracked some ribs, boy. Come on.
Upper body injury. Like hockey is always a lower body injury or upper body injury. What is it? Broken ribs? Is it a broken wrist? Is it a concussion? What is it? Upper body injury? What the hell?
I don't care how cute the lingo is. I'm scared as hell if I'm Herbert because you got that same doctor that hit Tyrod Taylor's freaking.
Almost killed him.
What was it?
That wasn't by accident.
Oh my god, dude.
Herbert though, bro. Talk about gutty performance, bro. I know. I think you guys watched that game, right?
Watched most of it.
It was that 3rd down where you couldn't even go for a wide open first down. He tossed it, but the next play he just freaking hits a P-Rod over the middle. What a game!
Let us know in the chat, in the comments. Who, if you guys liked Amazon Prime Thursday Night Football with Al and Herb
loved
Street.
It.
Seemed pretty good to me.
People were on Twitter and they were like, "Oh, it's hella pixelating for me." I was like, "Oh, your internet sucks," because my shit was chef's kiss, beautiful.
It was good. It was good. I was playing that. I seen a bunch of memes that they were showing what people back in the day who had cable boxes are doing right now with Amazon Prime, and they're freaking looking at maps upside down and stuff like that.
It's not hard. Turn on your TV, click on the app, and then boom. It was the first thing there. It was you didn't have to do even left, right, up, down, nothing. You just clicked enter. Watch now. Now live Thursday Night Football. Everyone knows that to 90% of people who were on Amazon Prime Video from 5:20 until 9 o'clock were watching that game.
Before we do give the shout outs for the contest this week and to who were the 3 game winners, the team I got to give some props to this week are those Jacksonville Jaguars. I know we've been huge on how Doug Peterson's going to help the development of Lawrence, and just seeing the way that defense literally manhandled the Colts. Man, I love seeing a team like that, bro. A young team, ETN in that backfield, Christian Kirk knocking all the haters who said he didn't deserve those $80 million. Dude, he's killing it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. It's good to see a team like that. Not just, getting those moral victories where we're getting a better team. No, they're winning games. They're playing good. So, quick shout out to Jacksonville, man. Keep grinding because I really like what they're doing over there.
Right. I mean, and then, Trevor Lawrence played well, 25 of 30, a modest 235, 2 touchdowns. But, yeah, he didn't need to do much because Matt Ryan and the Colts had zero answers down there in Florida.
Hey, and then our boy Dan Campbell, Detroit, baby.
This is why it's so important for not just you co-hosts to listen to me on the damn preview 2002 preview show, but for fans as well. What did I say, guys? Just tell me. What did I say?
I don't know, Mark. Let's concentrate on the one thing you said right instead of the 12 things you say wrong. Go ahead.
What did I say? How? Okay, everyone was up on the Indianapolis Colts.
I'm still up on them.
It's 2 games.
Still up on them. I'm still up on
and
them. Remember who lost
out
in Jacksonville last year too? Buffalo also lost in Jacksonville, and they also went to the AFC, I think, conference championship.
There's a reason why
the Tennessee Titans are also 0-2 also, so mine's that.
There's a reason why Atlanta has performed to me early in the season way better than the Colts, and that's why they got rid of that statue, which is Matt Ryan. I'm telling you, Matt Ryan is done. You are not going to win with him. I'm sorry. You hear it here first. I said it in the preview show. I said how I like Jacksonville going forward. I wouldn't expect Jacksonville to kind of be put in this type of performance so early on. Do
you think Indianapolis is going to win the division?
No.
Who do you think is going to win the division?
I don't.
You think Houston is? You think Jacksonville is?
Tennessee?
I think Jacksonville.
You think Tennessee is? You think Jacksonville has a better? You think Jacksonville has a better chance than Indianapolis? And if they are, then I actually hope you're right. But I just can't say Jacksonville's going to win the division. It ain't just going to happen. I hope you're right, though. Actually, this is one of those times, weird times. I'm like, I actually hope you prove me wrong. Because
they look like complete dog shit. And they're only a half a game out of the division. They're 0-1-1. Like no one's 2-0 in that division.
Yeah, I want someone to prove me wrong in that division because it's just like I still have that. Jacksonville's gonna still have some of those games.
And this is why I'm gonna tell you the Colts aren't gonna win that division. Did you hear anybody preseason before the season started? Did you hear any of these talking heads other than your boy, yours truly, Comic Bookie Mark, here on this podcast, say that they liked anybody else other than the Colts? Everybody, Colts gonna win the division. Colts. I probably did say it. I probably did. Because I probably fell into the trap. But I did not like Matt Ryan. I've just been telling you this.
Remember
how they started the season last year? I forgot who they played first game last season. I think they scored like 3 or 10. It was crazy. They barely couldn't do anything offensively. Opened the season at home. Dude, I watched that game. Matt Ryan took some cash out of my pocket, donated it to the freaking good offshore books. You know what? I looked at that game. I said, that's all I had to see.
That's
done.
It,
dude. And then he gets traded. He's got all this hype going into Frank Wright's team and da-da-da-da-da. And you got freaking Jonathan Taylor. And you got Ngakoue now with Gus Bradley and whoop-de-whoop-de-doo-wop. But, dude, you need a leader of a team. And I'm sorry, Mr. Boston College Matt Ryan is not
BC's finest.
Hold on. Didn't you pick the Colts to win the division?
Like I said, I might.
I think you did because I picked Tennessee and you two picked the Colts.
So do you want to change yours? You can officially change yours if you want. Do you want to change it from the Colts?
I'm not going to officially change it. You know why? Because I need to look at the schedule. Let me look at the schedule.
Okay. They're in the AFC South. I'm pretty sure it's some of the.
What schedule
it's
they have.
AFC South. I'm pretty sure it's one of the easiest schedules.
Division.
Well, let's talk about it. Guys. The Texans. You mentioned them. How impressive have they been? Are they a fluke?
No, they're a fluke. They're a fluke. They won't win more than 7 games. They won't win more than 7 games. They won't. Davis Mills ain't going to win more than 7 games. And it's another one. I hope you're right. But you know what? You're not going to convince me today. Jacksonville, they won't win more than 7 games. I hope you're right. But it probably ain't going to happen. they're gonna have some good moral victories, and they're gonna have a victory like last week. They also beat the Bills last year at home, and they still won 4 games, 3 games. They're gonna have some games like that. The Jets won. They shouldn't have won. The Jets suck. But
the Cowboys shouldn't have beat the Bengals either, but that happened.
But you at least look at the Dallas Cowboys and actually have a great defense. They at least have something on that team that you could be like, Cooper Rush don't lose the game.
And you're telling me Jacksonville doesn't?
Jacksonville's hella young, bro.
They got good lines, though.
They're hella young, bro. At the end of the day, they're so freaking young on that team. You know the upgrade of going from college to pros. It ain't just, I'm the number one overall pick in basketball could be a damn good player. The number one overall pick in college or football doesn't mean he's going to be a superstar. You've learned that. We've learned that.
I feel like one of the teams in the South and one of the teams in the East should have been switched out.
I'd be okay with that.
I feel like Indianapolis Colts should be AFC East, and then like they should have dropped Miami or something.
Miami. Yeah, Miami be leading the division in that for sure. I feel bad for Miami.
That would have been fun to see, like the 2 Florida teams going at it, right? Yeah. I mean, I think so.
Yeah. You want to get into week 3? I mean, there's other games to kind of highlight from last week. How about the couple backdoor covers by Atlanta and Miami losing me in the contest? But then again, a backdoor cover by the Cardinals gave me a win in the Super Contest. So
How about the Lions? Go back, listen to the preview show. What did I tell you? Who did they pick up? They picked up I forgot who the Lions picked up. I'm gonna look
not
it
enough
up.
to win. Not enough to win the division. They're still a 3rd place team.
But they've been in. I don't care. Okay, you got to talk progression here. I'm not saying these guys are Super Bowl bound. I'm just saying, speaking from like what a handicapping purpose and like gambling purpose, like you see progression in the team. This is stuff that I'm looking for when I'm trying to make my picks.
I think
you know what I mean. I'm not saying these dudes are like the Messiah now. I'm just saying like
but they haven't made. They've never won a Super Bowl. They haven't made the playoffs in like fucking 15, 20, 30 years. They're 1-1. Of course, that's improving. Anything they do is improving.
Yeah, I just want to see how they start doing against these good teams though in the middle of the season once everyone's rolling, because everyone
Minnesota,
I know is
Green
biting
Bay
that bait. Everyone's biting that bait. Ooh, they only lost first 1 score versus Philly at home on a season opener. Well, there's a couple intangibles there.
Have them go on the road.
Some people play preseason. Have them go on the road. I'm with it though. I do like Detroit.
Right.
I think they'll be better.
I'm rooting for them.
Better.
I'm rooting for them. But they go to.
But it's another team. But I'm gonna also. Control a little bit.
They go to Minnesota after the ass whooping that Minnesota just took. I don't know. That might be a.
Ass is grass.
Right.
I'd be rooting for them more if their ass is freaking. I'd be rooting for them more if Chris Grass got his ass and made his picks on the damn podcast Super Mini contest.
Hey, he'd have won if he took the Lions, bro.
Oh man! Speaking of that, before we get into week 3, let's keep you updated on the TCV Super Contest. Your co-host right here, one of your 3 hosts, Marcus Fagundes, is by himself in first place out of 55 people. 6-2. So good job, Mark. 2 straight.
Look at him.
If I could do the gritty or whatever these kids are doing these days,
dude, don't do it, Jaceki gritty. That made every dad proud.
Right.
The dude on Miami, that shit was hell.
We have
because I sure as hell ain't gonna do what the college kids are doing in the AB. Oh, I ain't doing that.
There are. Let me see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people with 5 wins, and then we have 3 people with 4 wins, and like everybody else has like either 3 or less wins. So I have only 2 wins. I went 0 for last week, but I went 2-2 this week.
I think I'm at 4, 3 or 4, Mike.
I think so. Sean, you have 3. Sean, you have 3.
Okay, 3.
Yeah, so 3. So 3. So we're we're moving along. Hopefully more people actually, that was a good call on your end, Mark, about people actually making their picks. 25 people out of 55 didn't even make their picks this week. So hopefully they, they get that reminder. Hopefully they get the little ping on their email this week and they actually make their picks. But good job so far.
Aiden Hutchinson and Jamison Williams. The defensive end out of Michigan and the wide receiver out of Alabama were the 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
Hey, this is They
That's
the
what I'm
homies.
saying, and I said that in the preview show. I said, "Watch out for the Lions." Like I'm saying, they're not going to be
That St. Brown
beaters,
kid, man. Jesus
but,
Christ.
bro. The spread,
Amon-Ra St. Brown is the St. Truth. That boy, dude, he's breaking NFL records.
He's doing good.
Like, he is.
the spread is the great equalizer, guys. You got to play numbers. Quit playing teams.
All right.
Pay attention.
Anyways, on Prime Video this week, we have the Steelers at the Browns. And then going down the list right now, our Raiders are in Tennessee, 73 degrees and sunny right now. I don't have a line. I don't think many games have a line. Your Niners, Sean, you're going to be in Denver, actually physically at the game for Sunday Night Football, and a nice sunny 77 degrees at kickoff. Beautiful weather.
Yeah, bro. I've been keeping the track of the forecast, and we get in Saturday, crack of dawn, have all of Saturday, have not itinerary, but just a bunch of places we're going to go check out.
That's an itinerary. That's fine. You can say itinerary and still be a man. That's fine. You don't have to say it's not an itinerary, but we have a set schedule of places we want to be. Reservations here.
Hey,
it's okay.
No schedule, but we definitely have some places on the bucket list.
I love itineraries. I'm not gonna lie. I love itineraries.
For certain things, I do, but like going to it, it's not.
Well, because then it's a place that I'm guessing you've never been there, so you might have a list of 10 places, and then you get to the first place and you're like, man, this is really fun, and you end up only going to like 2 places instead of all 10. So you never know. You just gotta go with the flow, but at least you have a list of things you want to do. So
for sure. But that'd be fun. And then game is Sunday night, so really excited for that.
San Francisco early 1-point favorite. I'm seeing over under at 46.
So what's the spread if Trey was a quarterback? +3, +4.
Oh, no, I don't think it would be that big of a difference. I think it might have been a pick'em. I think it difference about a point, maybe a point and a half. Monday Night Football, Cowboys at the 2-0 Giants right now. Giants a 2.5-point favorite. I don't know about that. Like, are the Giants how I don't know. Mark, you taking the 2.5 this week, or are you going to take the +2.5 like you actually did this week?
Do I get FOMO and try to get the money back that I lost on them this week?
Right.
I'm pissed. I would have been 4-0, but I switched it up. I bit into the line movement, the overnight move. I bit into Baker being 0-1, trying to.
God.
And I also bit into maybe New York Giants not being as believable as obviously that we all think they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that Tennessee team, they are kind of who we were thinking they were. I mean, how crazy is this Tennessee team, dude? They freaking sacked Burrow how many times last year in the playoffs? They still win, and now this turnaround is just, it's crazy to me.
All it takes was losing A.J. Brown,
fall from grace.
Right.
Fall from grace, right? Geez.
Let's see some of these good games. I think I see Bills at Dolphins.
That's
two
game of the week.
Yep, that's probably the game of the week because Buffalo. It's not nice breezy cold Buffalo yet. Right now they're going to hot, humid, 86 degrees and thunderstorms down there in Miami this weekend. So
6 touchdown Tua.
Right. Ooh. So we'll see. You never know.
Oh God, the Colts got to play the Chiefs this week. Oof.
I don't know, Mark. That's a trap. Trap. If you can get at least a touchdown, you wouldn't be thinking about picking the Colts.
I'd be thinking about it, but I'm not that touchdown ain't gonna help the Colts
just stay
go
away.
1-2,
right?
Or whatever it is, 1-1.
Stay away.
Are the Bengals actually gonna get their first win visiting the Jets?
Yes. Oh, of win? They're gonna win the football.
Is this lock of the week? You're only getting Cincinnati at -4.5. I mean, Super Bowl team last year. You have to take this bounce back game this week.
The thing that's been tough with them, bro, just real quick too, is them being 0-2 Super Bowl hangover. Is they in some weird way I think overachieved a little bit last year. Getting to the Super Bowl, and they're just so young. They're so young, so they still have to remember to be professionals and they develop that skill, develop consistency, because it's not just like, oh, we got to the Super Bowl, we're gonna get there every year. Mm-hmm. Joe Burrow, bro, you've been sacked like 14 times this year already. Like, y'all ain't playing good football. Mm-hmm. So it's just, I think they have to just kind of take a step back. You still got to work hard. I'm not saying don't work hard, but just, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of, yeah, because right now they're...
Buccaneers are 2-0. They had a little bit of a scare down in New Orleans, but they take the win. They actually cover too. I think, Sean, you had the Buccaneers this past week, so
I did.
An early 2.5-point favorite at home against the Packers. I told Mark this earlier today, and my brother Sean, if us three were wide receivers for the Packers, they'd be just fine. With that ground game and Aaron Rodgers still being Aaron Rodgers, bro. I mean, come on, that's an easy.
He'll throw us
that's
open,
an easy
bro.
division favorite, bro. Like with how he played last night, and then tonight how bad Cousins played. I have zero confidence in Minnesota taking the division this year. It is going to be hot and humid, 90 degrees and humid down there in Tampa Bay. So, going to be a good game. I don't know. Early, thoughts on that game. I don't really have any. But is there any other games you guys want to talk about in week three leading up to the game? Something that you may look at to pick in the contest.
What is the spread for that Buffalo game?
I don't think it has anything right now. It doesn't have a spread yet, at least on ESPN.com. I'm sure you can find it somewhere else.
Well, I'm going to be peeking at that just for, I think, just entertainment purposes. Like every week outside like the betting and stuff, there's always like one game I try to, even if we don't get it like on our TV, hopefully it obviously comes up on Red Zone or we do get the game, but that's just one game, man. Especially with what Miami did last week. Like I knew Miami had the potential of having a little bit of that high-powered offense, but to kind of get it going this early in the season and for Buffalo to just be doing what we've all kind of thought they'd be doing, like that division isn't going to be that easy for Buffalo. I'll tell you that much, man, because Miami, like they're good. Like they're really good. So we'll see, man. It's going to shoot out.
Yeah.
Miami's a fun team to watch, and I kind of got to hand it to what's his name? Stephen Ross, the owner, I believe, and going out and making that big decision to fire Flores and pick up this guy, was it McDaniels?
McDaniels, man. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's weird. The Niners and the Raiders coach are both named McDaniels, which is kind of odd to me.
And Niners coach's name is Shanahan.
Huh?
It's the Niners coach's name.
There it is.
I know, former Niner coach. Anyways, go ahead.
Hey, that trade for Tyreek, man, that was the one. A lot of capital and everyone's like, oh. But dude, Tyreek, I mean, another reason why, despite any negative thing we've ever said against them, he is up there with just the cream of the crop. He is so damn good. He is.
The trade for Devontae was the one too. 2 catches, 12 yards, 1 touchdown. But we'll save that for another day. Some of these lines,
that's not his fault.
I'm telling you, dude. I think the board this weekend, week 3, it looks a little bit more enticing. But I do want to kind of walk on eggshells because sometimes I find this in my career. When I like the board too much, I typically lose. And when I don't like the board, it seems like I prosper a little bit more. But we'll see, man. Am I going to take Jacksonville +7 at Chargers this week? Probably not. Right. Although
depending on the health of Herbert.
I was just going to say that. I mean, that's one of those that could actually, again, be a little bit of a trap game. Yeah. If Herbert's not completely healthy, Keenan Allen probably isn't going to play.
I will say early in the season. Go ahead, Mark. If you're going to continue with the Chargers game, go ahead.
I was going to say who would be the backup for Herbert if he gets hurt. Do we know who the Chargers?
Yeah, the richest backup in NFL history, Chase Daniels, the homie.
Is it?
The homie, Mizzou's finest.
Oh God. Okay. With that line.
I gotta think about it a little bit. Like, okay, maybe
I have to do research on that game. You're right. Sorry, I don't want to give out any false information. But a line that I do like, that I'm going to give a little bit of a little tidbit here, if you guys want to take note. But this line, I don't know what it's going to be in the contest. I don't know what it's going to be live going into the week. You have to watch the way the market moves. But this line's going to tick up. That 5 is going to go up to 5.5, possibly 6 on the New York Jets. The way they played, they're going home. Do they play on the road week 1, or was they at home?
They were in Cleveland. No, they were in Cleveland
2.
This week.
Week one was at home versus Baltimore,
and then they were in Cleveland on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Jets is a team that I am going to be looking at if that line creeps up. At 5, I don't like it, but I'll be looking at it if it creeps up. So I think the Bengals are hungover. I think they might have some issues. And I'm not saying they're not going to win the game, but if you can give me almost a touchdown with a New York Jets team that could be riding high going back home. You know, those
Salah.
MetLife fans are crazy, dude. You know, I'm just saying.
Fireman Ed.
Just look out for them.
Shout out Fireman Ed. I will.
How about this beautiful matchup? The Seattle Seahawks at home hosting the Atlanta Falcons -2.
Freaking barn burner. There you go.
Geno Smith, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, Geno Smith trademarking the phrase. Did you hear about that, guys?
Mm-mm.
He trademarked the phrase where they said that
They wrote him off.
They wrote they wrote him off, or they said they called him off, but he didn't call back or something like that. I forgot what the phrase was.
It was something like that, yeah.
That's funny.
Freaking guy trademarked the phrase.
It was a good one. I never heard it. I was like, that was pretty good.
Hey, West Virginia's finest here. Geno Smith, as he did. He covered 8 straight before this game, right?
Right.
And I kind of had a feeling, dude. I swear. The Niners was...
that was an easy pick for me this week.
The Niners was a good game. The Niners was a good game to take. Albeit, would have been a good game if Jimmy didn't come into the fold.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
100%. You never know.
It could have been a blessing in disguise. It looked like the players reacted good to Jimmy jumping in. It looked, he's been there.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, Sean, he's a kid. Trey is. By the way, his surgery looked like he went good. So blessings up to the boy. Hopefully he is good because, like you said, it sucks to see a young player like that. And but I mean, Jimmy G kind of gives these guys a good chance to go out there and be real contenders, dude. And Mike doesn't want to hear it. All the Niner fans and Sean want to hear it, but I just like to see good football. And the way that Jimmy was treated at times, and the fact that he did resign and they got him back on, and the fact that this has happened, I mean, the smirk on Jimmy's face, man, it's like, man, what can he say, right? Like, don't doubt him, right? Because I feel like people were the Niner fans want him traded or not. Sean.
I think based on our circumstances, when you dig actually deep into the salary cap aspect of it, no one expected the contract to be restructured. So you were talking about a pre-restructuring of the contract. Yeah, hell yeah, I wanted him. I need to look at my team for the next few years. I need to make sure I get Debo signed. I need to make sure I get Bosa signed. He restructured for the way he restructured. It's like, holy shit, I mean, almost got him at a steal, and we have one of the best 32 quarterbacks in the NFL as our backup. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean,
imagine how good the Cowboys would feel if they had that guy right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I will say that I almost put them on like the do not bet list for the whole season, the Ravens, but man, I kind of like this number going on the road to the Patriots. I feel that if the Ravens have a similar week offensively, I mean Lamar Jackson has nearly 700 total yards in the first 2 games, just going absolutely silly. I don't think that the Patriots and Mac Jones is a team that can come back from that sort of game. Being down 21 points or 19 or whatever it was in the fourth freaking quarter. I don't see the Patriots doing that. So something that I may look into, the Ravens kind of having a bounce back game and performing just as well on offense, but then of course being able to close it out. 2 questions coming in from the chat real quick. DB Charged Up says, I know it's early, but interested to know who you guys have in your Super Bowl this season. I think I had Chiefs and Rams. So Rams.
You were Chiefs, Rams.
Chiefs over Rams.
I was a Chris Berman pick, Niners, Buffalo, and in a weird way, I feel even more comfortable now with Niners, Buffalo with Jimmy. I mean,
and then Mark.
I think did I have Tampa Bay and Buffalo? I think
you were Tampa, Buffalo. I think.
Okay.
You know what I've been seeing out of Buffalo, man. If they can stay healthy,
they are like absolutely the odds-on favorite. Like they
haven't got Tre'Davious White yet,
right?
And I know, but. A shout out to the player tonight, obviously, the cornerback, I think, or the safety, Dane Jackson. Poor guy.
Yeah.
Did you see the guy? I mean, I don't think the dude from the Titans knew that he was that injured, but he comes and unrolls him off his own player, and the dude's neck's all messed up.
Right, yeah.
Dude, if you go back and look at it, it's like I feel bad for both sides.
Kind
obviously,
of an accident there, yeah.
Kind of an accident there from the Titans player, but hopefully. The defensive players
need a recovery.
Dude, but Buffalo, dude, they are kind of that team right now. I'm sorry, their fans, they deserve it. But their fans are crazy, and I like to see it. But
We deserve
Yeah,
it. Stop it.
I love it.
Stop saying other fans deserve it. We deserve it. Okay.
They lost 4 in a row.
They got to 4 in a row. Excuse me.
They got to 4 in a row. That's a better way to put it.
We've been to 5. Okay. Just because you got to 4 in a row and can't win one of them. Sorry,
Mike. If you got to 4 in a row and lost all 4, bro, I don't know.
I might not be
on the back of a milk carton, bro.
I might not be alive after 2.
You'd be on the back of a milk carton.
Back to back.
Sorry, kids. Why did Mike increase his life insurance policy to $5 million? I wonder. I don't know why. It's like February of this year. Yeah, I know, right? But
what's the second question, Mike?
And then not a question, but Aaron said that he was set up for a 3-1 week in the contest until the Ravens and Raiders both wanted to go weak sauce. I agree with that, Aaron, but I would have still gone 1-1 because I had the Cardinals and the Ravens, but
dude, you know what? When you told me you picked the Cardinals, I was like, this dude's picking against the...
Because
here he goes
going rogue.
Here he goes.
Rogue ass
Why not do it again this week? Pick in Tennessee, baby, especially if the Raiders are favorite. Like, what the hell?
Hey, you're right, dude. I was thinking the same thing, bro. I swear. When I saw that they were favorites, I don't like the spot for the Raiders. I'm just saying, 0-3 against
5.5's an ugly freaking number too.
Yeah.
Oh man. Anyways,
that's that ugly 5.
Ugly, hideous looking 5. So
I don't like that.
All right. So we have a good slate of games. Let's really quickly hit college football. USC, Avi beats Fresno State. Lincoln Riley. I'm telling you, Lincoln Riley, if you don't score at least 45 to 50 points against this team this year,
I'm loving them. I'm actually loving them.
You're not going to be in this year.
I was watching that game, Mike, and you know what I said? I said, dude, USC kind of might be back. I thought about it. I actually thought about it. I'm not going to lie. Did you say anything? Did you think it?
Caleb Williams, almost 900 yards passing in 3 games. They're visiting 3-0 Oregon State this week. Unranked 3-0 Oregon State, so we'll see.
No trap game.
So we'll see. They're only favored by 6.5, so if they're only favored by 3.5, I'm going freaking USC.
SC about to blow them boys out the water.
Yeah, steamroll. If that number was in the teens, then maybe, but 6.5, not even a touchdown.
Why this week do I have a feeling that Clemson's going to lose against Wake? I don't know why, but number 21 Wake. First number.
Put your money where your mouth is. Vote on Prop 27. Vote yes, so you can use DraftKings with a bunch of boosters.
There it is.
Hell yeah, dude.
And then we got
your couch. November midterms. Vote
yes.
We had
on
a 27.
couple. We actually got a good number of ranked teams against each other. A&M and Arkansas, Tennessee and Florida. The game I mentioned.
Tennessee's
Wake
ranked?
and Clemson.
Holy shit, they haven't.
Yeah, Tennessee.
They haven't bit the 11th ranked. How are? Okay.
Don't sleep on Tennessee and Florida.
Sorry,
man.
Clay Travis. Florida's gonna win. Something they always have a meltdown.
Them Gators.
I mean, when have they ever?
Haven't the Gators had like a streak where they've played all these games at home? It feels like.
Yeah,
they've been at home.
But now they're in
what?
they play where? Knoxville. Is that where they play? Knoxville in Tennessee, right?
Singing Rocky Top.
Yeah, I think so. Rocky Top.
I didn't know it was still week 3 or I didn't know it was still week 2 in the SEC. Georgia at home against Kent State. So.
Jabroni drive. Jesus Christ.
Penn State at home against Central Michigan. What the hell is this?
I literally
Pittsburgh
wonder
against
if
Rhode
these
Island.
schools do these schools show up with the $1 million check before the game? Hey, ready for your ass whooping? Here you go.
Jesus Christ. Probably.
Pitt versus URI.
Yeah, Rhode Island, baby. Let's do it.
Come on, knucklehead. Come on, man.
Number 22 at Texas, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Dude, Texas going to Texas Tech, the Red Raiders.
Don't upset Texas. Come on, don't choke.
Texas is a -6.5 favorite going into Lubbock.
To the day I die. Sorry, Vince Young, but to the day I die. Horns down.
Texas Tech is a fun game to watch. Or Texas Tech is a fun team to watch. Keep them on your radar. Arkansas going into A&M, #1 recruiting class. Texas A&M has been so disappointing. So disappointing. They're only -2.5 here against Arkansas.
My Jimbo.
Arkansas 3-0, 1-0 in the SEC, but I don't know. Arkansas needs to show me a little bit more. Although they are improving, I don't know if they can go into A&M and get this win. I think that A&M is going to be improving themselves also. Hopefully Jimbo can get it together there. What else?
Kentucky,
dude?
number 8. My God. Basketball season's back yet?
Kentucky. Washington beating Michigan State last week. Washington's at number 3-0, number 18.
Look at all these SEC teams that you don't normally see in the top 25. You know, your Tennessees, your Ole Misses, your Arkansas. Last couple of years, you didn't see that. Eli Manning wasn't walking through that door. You know, like a lot of these teams, what's his name? Darren McFadden wasn't walking through the door.
Run DMC, yep.
What was that?
Man, look at the...
What was that one team?
What about that Joe Burrow year, dude?
Who'd they have? They had, they had Darren McFadden.
Who's that, the running back? Peyton Hillis.
And, wasn't, Matt Jones? Who was the quarterback?
It was Matt... Yes, he was a converted tight end drafted by Jacksonville.
And then he got in trouble, right? Is when he the one who got in trouble? Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were all playing at the same time, yeah.
They got the Pac-12 love right now. Washington at number 18. Utah's at 13. I know Oregon, they're at number 15, it looks like. USC, I think they're ranked also at 2, aren't they? I just seen them. USC? Aren't they ranked already?
7th.
Yeah, 7th. I mean, we got some good little love right now. I mean, Cal, I know we talked about them visiting Notre Dame last week. They only lost by 7.
I'm sorry, guys, but when did Kansas become a football school? 3-0, and they are just handling news.
Don't worry.
They are -9.
What happened? Kentucky, Kansas are all combined 6-0.
The Kansas Jayhawks are -9 favorites. I'm sorry. Duke is 3-0 as well. I can't believe Kansas is -9 against anybody, dude.
I have to revisit Kansas and Duke and these guys in about 3 weeks.
That might have to be
a couple weeks.
That might have to be a play on Duke just on purposes. If you can get that line at 10, that might. I mean, they might get throttled, but dude, I don't know. Miami showed some grit last week at A&M. I like the way Cristobal coming over from Oregon has been, handling business down there at Miami so far. They're 2-1. Obviously, that loss coming to. At Texas A&M, am I going to play them minus damn near 26 against Middle Tennessee University? Probably not, but Miami is fun going forward. Ranked right there on the bubble at 25. Notre Dame gets their win against Cal. I liked that game for Notre Dame. Come on. Do you really think Notre Dame was going to start that bad against a mediocre Cal team? Stop it. Cal's good.
That's mediocre.
They're not going. Cal's good, but they're not going into South Bend and getting a win on a Notre Dame team that's down in the dumps like that.
Hey, Manti Te'o was at the game. There was no way they're going to lose that game.
Hey, you have to bring Cal.
I heard Ronaya was showing up too.
Uh-huh.
North Carolina 3-0. We're going to host Notre
Cal's
Dame.
chances were invisible.
It was no chance.
They weren't even there.
Oh man.
You guys are bad. Appalachian State, crazy ass game. Going to host James Madison. I don't know, man. These games, we're getting into it, dude. I mean, it comes fast, guys. Week 4, by the time you know it, it's week 6, it's week 7. By the time you know it, we're almost forgetting about World Cup. And, this fall, winter time, it's going to roll. 2022, kind of getting acclimated, getting out of this pandemic/endemic, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun to see more fans at the stadium. It's fun to see no masks and less restrictions everywhere. And it's just feels good to be getting back. Let's see what 2023 has in store. But
definitely.
You know what I mean?
What time does USC play?
Stuff.
God dang it, 6:30. God dang it. I always want them to start at 3, so I get to watch most or all the game before I have to go to work.
What's the over/under? 69.5.
Good morning. 69.5. Okay, cool. So enjoy that week 4, everyone, of college football. Plenty to get into, but we have another little something that's happening on Sunday. So it's finally a Saturday night race. It was awesome last week.
Wild.
Yeah, it was so wild. So, another non-playoff driver, number 17, Ford.
19 drivers.
Yeah, dude. So, Are we going to get 20? That's it. Blaney could get it. Truex could still get it. A couple other drivers that could definitely get it. But this weekend we head to the first round of the round of 12 for the playoffs. Texas Motor Speedway. Guys, what say you? Early thoughts on this Sunday's race down there in Texas?
It's almost like a start fresh. I'm happy our 3 racers advanced. That's definitely the biggest thing.
Right.
Looking at obviously the little track history, quote unquote. I mean, all of our racers, they're not the worst at it. Logano averages a 14 place finish. Chase 11th. Where's Larson at? Larson only has 14 races. Larson's actually the worst out of our 3, so hopefully he can compete a little bit.
I think he won last year, though, right? I think
that was his only pretty much decent. Yeah, he had 14 races, averages at 18th place. But yeah, he has 1 win, which it looks like was last year.
I mean, like 5 or 6 of his 10 wins last year came in the playoffs. It was like boom, 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 like the Bristol race, Texas. He won. I think he won the Kansas race too. It was unreal.
Yeah, it's 4 DNFs actually at Texas.
Oh, great.
Yeah, 4 DNFs,
which I think was like the previous year, or the year right before he got in trouble. He DNF'd. I remember. So. I mean, hey, Blaney won the All-Star race. I know it's formatted different than a regular just 3-stage race, but hey, he has a win there. He's got the confidence that he can race well at Texas Motor Speedway. Yeah. So, maybe he propels himself into the round of 8 with a win, becomes a 20th different driver, which is absolutely insane. To your point, Sean, though, to start the next round, 3 of our 4 guys start in the top 4 in points. And that's always super important because you could get like a stage win or 2 or whatever throughout these next 3 races, and you don't even have to. You might be going into that 3rd race, which I don't know. I forgot what it is. But you could be advanced. If you get a couple stage points after the first stage, because I remember after the first stage or second stage, a bunch of drivers it said like advanced. Like it didn't matter. It didn't matter if they DNF'd up to that point, but like Larson got like 2 4th or 5th place finishes in both stages, so he had already racked up like 10 stage points. So after that second stage, didn't matter if he DNF'd and ended up in 32nd or whatever, he still racked up enough points to then, propel himself. So going into this next round, Chase, Logano are the top 2. Chastain, Larson, Byron round at the top 5. And then you go Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, Chase Briscoe, Alex Bowman, Daniel Suarez, and Austin Cindric round out the top 12 for the final points, which, let me see. The difference between Chase Elliott and Larson is huge. 3,040 points to 3,019. I mean, he still has a 15-point cushion on Logano, right? So Logano and down, it's pretty compressed, but Chase has a good starting cushion with points being in first place. So
Logano's odds have changed. I see him here as about an 8-1 favorite. I think last week he was like 10-1. As elimination.
Well, yeah, you have less drivers.
That's right, but it's just kind of crazy right now. You obviously got Chase kind of still your favorite at 3-1. Hamlin, is he gonna get that elusive? Championship at 5-1? He's sitting here. Larson at 6-1. Bell has been strong. That boy is really impressing me right now. I like that Yahoo car, that purple scheme, that purple color on that number 20 Toyota. Pretty good. So, but dude, even a William Byron at 10-1, dude's not out of it yet. But you kind of got your longer shots, obviously, at Suarez, Cindric, and Briscoe, Bowman even as well. So if you guys were to, if whatever you guys, what do you guys think? If you guys think Blaney at 9-1 or Byron at 10-1, or you think it's kind of chalky here at Chase or Hamlin or Larson are going to get this at 6-1 or lower odds here? I
mean, I think that with what's been going on, we didn't even have a playoff driver win a race in the first round of the playoffs. Right, with this next gen and these tire issues, like how many back right tires just went burnt? You just see the car freaking go up at Bristol, right? You've had so many engine blowups in this first round of the playoffs. It's so hard to handicap these races and try to find some kind of advantage because you just don't know, right? You just don't know. It's crazy.
Wait, who won the second race? Kansas.
That was Bubba.
That's right.
Bubba did.
Eric Jones, Bubba Wallace, and Chris Busch.
2 or 3 races ago is when he won.
That's freaking unheard of. So are you telling me that a driver is actually going to compete down in Phoenix, a non...
Probably not. They're going to get out of the way for the top 4.
Exactly.
That's what I want to see a non.
That's one of the reasons why I want to go. If I were to ever to go to a race in Phoenix, I wanted to go to the first race, because not only do you have a race that's going to be more competitive, but you have spring training. Hello, you get spring training. You get spring training at the same time.
Training, bro. Best.
Hello.
And you get nicer weather probably. Sometimes you have random rain there in March, but hey,
True.
it's definitely.
I didn't think about that aspect though. You're right. Like everybody wants to go to the
championship.
Unless
you're
race,
unless you're a fan of one of the
pissed
4 racers, right?
Yeah.
unless your driver is one of the top 4, there's really no reason to go.
No, just to experience. Like, hey, I went to the championship last year, but that's it. I wouldn't want to go to more than one.
Every car getting out of the way, that'd be so freaking annoying.
Yeah.
Cruising.
Go to Daytona. You ready for Daytona?
Next year, baby, Darlington. Yeah, it's already been approved by the wife. So next,
Has it been approved by the Airbnb?
I have no Airbnb, bro. I got freaking not Sean, but Steve and Cody to stay with.
That's
Steven
what I'm talking
Cody, yeah.
about.
Yeah, I already told them they're ready. Next,
bro.
next Labor Day weekend, the Southern 500.
Cody,
Let's go.
we can literally just show up to Cody's front door and we have somewhere to stay.
Yeah,
Not even call him.
The Air C and Steve.
there we go. The Air C and Steve.
I like that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think it's a complete opposite direction as far as where they are at the state. So I think it's still like a 3.5 hour drive to Darlington. It's more towards the coast.
That's fine.
But yeah, I mean, if all the cards play out, I mean, at least I will. Hopefully, all of TCB can be. But yeah, the Southern 500 next Labor Day weekend. I'll be there.
It is a dope track. Yeah, opened in 1950. Good old Darlington. Yeah.
Okay, so one final pick. Go ahead and give a pick. If you were going to pick an actual playoff driver, let's go. I'll go with Chase to catapult him already in the top 8 and just to kind of solidify that. I'll go Chase this week.
Mark, go ahead. 'Cause I'm probably going to say Chase, but I'm going to see if I can try to sway myself towards another direction.
Give me Blaney.
Wow, number 20 winner of the year.
He's been having bad luck lately, right? I think eventually that luck is gonna have to wear out. That Bristol race was crazy. How many flat tires did we see? Blown engines. Kyle Busch again, blown up again. He was about to win at Kansas. Dude, how many times is his engine, dude? Kind of weird. He's obviously going to RCR and now his engines are blowing up, but obviously Toyota would not want to.
Dude, did you see like the last couple of weeks? You were like, dude, all these engines are blowing up, and then they show from Cars 2. Remember when they had the TV camera when they making all the cars blow up? What's the reason for all these engine blowups? And they see like the little Pintos, 4 Pintos shooting the guy with the camera. So funny.
There it is. Sports and entertainment. Always, always, always. Whether it's NASCAR.
All right, Sean.
You can always bring it
All right, Sean,
together.
we have a Chevy.
College.
We have a Ford. Are you going Toyota this weekend, or are you going to go someone else to win this race?
I am going to go with, just because, it's the track house, we'll go with Ross Chastain.
Huh. He's been underperforming the last couple weeks. He was so high, 15, 18 races into the season, and especially these 3 races that he's underperformed, but hey, you never know. It's like a whole new it's a clean slate, right? It's a clean slate for a lot of these guys,
That's what I'm thinking about it. Still in 3rd place, only a point ahead of Kyle Larson in the playoff standings. So, let's go with Ross. Why not?
Right.
Texas Motor Speedway also, guys, with only one race next year, remember?
Ah, yes.
Schedule came out.
We're
all-star race at North Wilkesboro.
Wilkesboro, yeah. We got the Chicago. We got Chicago Street Race.
Chicago race, yes. So.
All right, cool. Well, as I load this data up for you guys, go ahead and send us out. Episode 161 is now complete. Thank you all so much for joining us, guys. Send us away.
Episode 161, man. I think the fans can see why we love what we do. Colliding the world of sports and comics. The comic side speaks for itself. Obviously not the most news today, but I'm sure next week's we're going to have just a shitload for you guys. And of course, definitely support and go to your local comic book shops. If you're like us, you go to Treasure Island Comics in Fremont, California. And sports-wise, just keep enjoying all the good stuff that's happening. Baseball-wise, I know Aaron Judge is trying to chase 62 home runs. I think that's the AL record. I think he's at like 60 already or 59 or something. So good luck to him. And yeah, just the NFL week 3 is upon us. Hopefully all your fantasy teams are doing good. Everyone that pick your damn teams. Mark, you're doing good, bro. Keep it up, man. Hopefully Mike and I can get, out of the schneid between our 2 and 3 wins and get, caught up with you. And yeah, again, guys, have a good fantasy week. Have a good NFL week. And love you guys.
Literally, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not the type of person to boast and brag about myself or kind of bring attention on myself, my loved ones, and my co-hosts, but who else does it better than us? We literally come on late night. We get on live for you guys. We let you guys interact with us. We talk about entertainment, streaming, sports, comics, whatever, football, college. We try to entertain you guys as much as we can and as often as we can. You guys got to reach out to us. You guys got to share us. Go on podcasts and Apple Podcasts and wherever you stream us at, and just, like us and leave reviews. But as always, at the Comic Bookies, at Twitter, at the Comic Bookies, on Instagram, all social media as well. If you want to leave us email, if you know somebody that wants to get interviewed by us or wants to get on the show, let us know. thecomicbookies@gmail.com. We are here to make your entertainment needs like you like it, and we are here to just make this a great experience. So come join us every Monday night. Football season, it's great. Remember, New York Jets, if that line ticks up a little bit, keep it in mind.
All right. We have no brand new states or no brand new countries, but we do have a shakeup into the top 5. Still the Bay Area is still number 1. New York, number 2. Out here in the Valley, the Sacramento area is number 3. El Paso, Texas jumps into the number 4 spot, and taking over Washington, D.C. is Los Angeles. But I will say, in the top 10, as far as like the last 10 episodes, we have places like Grand Rapids, Michigan, Las Vegas, Dallas, Texas, Phoenix, Arizona. So we're all across the board as far as the United States is concerned. So thank you all so much for supporting, downloading, listening, and hopefully you guys are sharing as well. This is the Comic Bookies Podcast, episode 161. For Mark and Sean, this is Mike. Enjoy the sports, enjoy the comics, and enjoy the hell out of each other. Peace out. See y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace, and always enjoy each other, and enjoys these last dog days of summer. Autumn is upon us, and the wind is blowing. Please, Raiders, get us a win down in Tennessee, baby. And let's go. We love y'all. Comic Bookies. Hope your team does great as well. Peace.